Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Kolo Yumla Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakwadash. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akhwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawak, just coming at you with another quick lesson and praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I wanted to touch on some of this voting shit that's been going on, right? You got this Muslim guy that beat out this woman. And this is here in Michigan. So, I know it's a lot of different midterm, whatever they got going on. We don't vote. We don't give a shit about it. But the point that I wanted to make with this particular lesson is that people are so tired of you so-called Christian nationalists or you so-called white people that they will actually pick a Muslim over you. And that goes with the mayor that got in New York. That's a full-fledged Muslim. This guy right here in Michigan here, he just beat out a lady. Now, mind you, they spent like $70 million on this lady, AIPAC. Them small tops. Matter of fact, we can get into some of the article, but it just dawned on me like this is how far Esau's kingdom is falling, to the point where they don't even want to deal with you fake-ass, idolatrous white Jesus worshipers, because they know that y'all been on some bullshit and you treat your citizens like shit, that they will actually go with a Muslim, bro. And this guy right here, he's talking all kinds of shit. But they had all kinds of commercials going on this guy. They had all the, they was trying to pull all the dirt. They spent, I think, I'm not even sure. They spent maybe about 15 to 20 million just trying to trash this guy's name. And he still won. He was, looked at to be like, what I'm saying? Just, no money behind him. He ain't really spend no money. But this just lets you know just how far Esau has fallen, man. Okay, it says Michigan would never be considered a swing state ever again. Hassan Piker comments on Abdul El Sayed's victory. I see, because I've been seeing it, because I've been seeing this guy, because, I watch, the little news channels, Euro News, and, every news channel, they be having all this shit on there, so I've been seeing this guy. I don't know too much about him, but I know that one lady, though, she had commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial, and you can just see that she's just wicked as hell. Then they asking her about all the money that she accepted from AIPAC. She like, oh no, well I'm for the state, I'm for the people. Like, nah, they ain't giving you that kind of money and you for the people. That shit don't work like that. But this is how bad Esau is doing. It says leftist streamer Hassan Piker weighs in after Abdul El Sayed pulls off a win in Michigan's Democratic Senate primary. Publishes leftist Twitch streamer. Okay, we got that. After NBC called the race, the primary between Abdul Al-Sayed and Haley Stevens, that's her name, was the subject of much. That's that lady that was, I think she was a so-called Democrat too. She was, supposedly down with Obama back in the days or some shit. So I guess she was figuring, that was going to get her a little bit of something too. Probably a bunch of chicks went out and voted for her. But soon as you hear that word AIPAC now, see, because people are on game now. People don't want nothing to do with that. They're sick of their money, their tax money going to Israel. They're sick of their money, not benefiting them. And it's to the point where they would actually vote for a Muslim in a so-called Christian country, bro. Right? So it says, the race was closely fought with only 1.4 point difference when NBC called the progressive candidate the winner. Let me see. He took to X and proclaimed that Michigan would stop being a swing state. Okay, says the work is only beginning. Michigan will never be considered a swing state. Okay, Al-Sayed will go against Mike Rogers, which he may not beat this guy. But then again, shit, he beat this chick. He just might beat this guy. He's so-called white dude too, man. But and he's He won the Republican primary. These people are tired of you Republicans, man. They're tired of you so-called white Republicans, man. They're not getting anything out of their vote, and they can see it. So they're voting opposite, totally opposite. It says organized people beat organized money tonight, and that's exactly what they done, because they spent a lot of money, bro, coming up against this dude. He didn't have the money to even spend like that. Matter of fact, it says a point frequently raised by progressives during the Michigan Senate primary was the discrepancy in campaign funding. According to NBC News report, Abdul El Sayed overcame a nearly $65 million onslaught of outside money. They put a lot of money into that chick, man. And he still won. That's crazy work. In comparison, Haley Stevens' campaign saw big donations from the establishment, including 30 plus million from AIPAC. El Sayed himself criticized her for these donations and said this in a debate a week before the primary. He said, if you need a $60 million crutch, you probably can't be elected on your own terms. Yeah, because they buy these elections, man. They spent a lot of money on commercials, because all I seen was her. That was it. But I would see this guy every now and then, and I'm like, oh, who the fuck, whatever. But I could pull a picture of this one, of this lady. Well, let's just get the rest. Let me see what else they got to say, because that's pretty much the end of the article. 10-1 outspent. Yeah, 10-1. They outspending 10-1. Endless smears. 64 million in outside expenditures. Organized people beat organized money tonight, and that's crazy work. Now, let me get the picture of this one chick. And I didn't want to keep this long. I'm just, showing that Edom is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And these Muslims is just a tool that Yahweh Shemel Shai is using to beat these Edomites over the head, man. Because they're not going nowhere neither. Nothing is gonna go well with them neither. They're going into captivity too, when it all goes down. But these, you got these Muslims, man. Because it's really that's what the whole fight has been about. With these wars that's overall kind of going on right now. But here's look at this fat face right here, man. Every time I seen her, it was just disgusted, bro. Look at her. Here you look. You can just see the demon on this bitch. Every time I seen her, it was just like something just weird about her. But they spent a lot of money, man, trying to get this chick off in there. Look at her. You think this bitch right here is about you. You crazy. They spent a lot of money, man. But anyway, let me just grab a couple of scriptures. And again, you know what I'm saying? She's one of those runoff Obama picks for you, Nobody's dealing with that shit neither. These people not dealing with if you got anything to do with AIPAC, that's Democratic or Republican. If a person running and they don't have nothing to do with AIPAC, then more than likely it's gonna be a problem for them to win, because people are starting to see they like anything that's got to do with them, we're not voting. Because we see what it is. It's y'all that's got the country fucked up overall. That's the way that they looking at it. Let me lock you. That's bad when Muslims is beating you out in Christian countries and Christian states and Christian, you know what I'm saying? Because these people done came up in your America. And so now, you got these so-called white people talking about how they're going to be ruled over by Sharia law and all this other shit. Yeah, time went on and they really had a grasp like that, and that was the will of the Lord, basically. Or if they had the time, yeah, that would happen to y'all ass, because people tired of you. Nobody trying to hear that white Jesus Christian shit no more, man, because y'all done ran that straight in the ground, man. Nobody want to hear that shit no more. 2 Ezra 6:9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So all these nations, all these nations. Now, I'm not sure if this guy's an Ishmaelite or not, or whatever the case, whatever he may be. I know he's a Muslim, though. To go along with that guy Madami out in New York. And he was talking about, soon as Benjamin Netanyahu hit grounds in New York for the FBI to arrest his ass, because, the international court basically got that arrest warrant out for his ass. So it's not working well for these Edomites. They're losing that war. All that money going towards that war. The people gas prices going up. You know, you got the food prices going up. People's insurance going up. You know, things are very expensive. So this is why a person like this could actually win, man. There was a time when you never heard of no shit like that, especially not no Michigan Senate, man. With all these fucking militias here. Come on, bro. Anyway, let me get one more. And I didn't, again, like I said, I didn't want to keep it long. I just, Esau, hey, this is the fall of this man, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And we're not for no fucking Muslims, nor no white Jesus Christians, man. We are Israelites. We are the children of Israel. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and our power, his name is Yahweh. That's the true name of the Father. And the true name of his Son, which is our Savior and our King, that's coming to get us out of the hands of our enemies. His name is Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Yahweh Shai, which means he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew. So we're not backing any of these people. We're just happy to see the fall of it. Here we go. One of my favorite scriptures. I bring it out all the time. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. It's a lot. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And this is exactly what we're witnessing, man. There's no freaking way. Because I'm looking, you know, it surprised me too. Because I was kind of seeing some stuff. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker won. And then I kept seeing stories. I'm like, this motherfucker beat that bitch. I didn't think he would. Because again, let me see. Let me go back into her name again. Damn. What was her name again? Haley Stevens. Here she go right here, right? You could just, you know, just seeing, just looking at her, the way she talk, the whole way she kick it, you can just, the bitch is a liar, bro. Because she sat there, like, you think these people are giving you $60 million and you're not about to do nothing for them? Nobody believes that. No one, that's going nowhere these days. That's a done deal. People starting to see and starting to catch on right now as to what's going on. Spent all that damn money, man, and you still lost. So I guess, you know, it's coming to a point where y'all can't even buy elections no more. Let me see. I think she was the one that helped Obama during that bullshit ass bailout with GM back in the days when the city of Detroit went bankrupt. Man, that was a terrible time here. Let me see. Let me see what she had this year. I know. I'm thinking this is her. Let me see, because I know he was endorsing her too. Let me see something. She was there. So she done been there before. This dude right here, Hakeem Jeffries. He's the AIPAC been giving him money. He ain't doing shit for the Democrats. So y'all running out here, man, with all that goddamn voting. That shit don't mean nothing. Let me see, was this it? I don't know. I ain't trying to go through all that, man. Anyway, I did want to. I think Obama. Yep. See, always trying to get you niggas to go out and vote for these Edomites. It says how the Obamas are motivating black voters in Michigan's U.S. Senate race. And he's a damn Hamite. He's not one of our people. And he's a front to get you to go out here and vote for other motherfuckers that don't care about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So it says black voters in Detroit said ads featuring President Obama, Barack Obama, and former First Lady Michelle Obama, so they both was in on this, are part of the reason they're voting for U.S. Representative Haley Stevens. So y'all losing. See, the nigga woman went out here and voted for this lady. I knew it, though. The nigga woman went out and voted for this lady. Because a lot of the commercials that I seen, you know, she was in it with the nigga woman. You know, the nigga woman all smiling. They all hugged up and shit. See, these people not having that no more. With that AIPAC, that's the shit that really fucked them over more than likely. I'm telling you, people not having that shit no more. That's a real stain on anybody that's running for any kind of office right now, because the American people done caught on to who's really running this country. Right? So it says, Haley Stevens over public health officials Abdul Al-Sayed in the race for Michigan's opening U.S. Senate seat. Stevens supporters have blasted the airways with ads, see that? Featuring the former president ahead of primary. See? Because, you know, hey, Obama, you see, the niggas, the dudes, the so-called black men, Hispanics, Native American men, well, I know so-called black men, I can speak for us, basically. Niggas not going out voting. Niggas not with that shit no more. They, you know, you nigga women, you single, baby mamas, y'all going out voting for these people, and it's not helping you. She's not about to get you no jobs, man. It's a done deal. It's a wrap for you women, man, right now, because the Lord is really, you know, he's putting an ass whooping on us all. But you so-called black women, especially you Judite women, are about to get a real ass whooping, and we starting to see it, man. Okay, but it says Stevens supporters have blasted the airwaves with ads featuring the former president ahead of the primary. Al-Sayed supporters, who point out the fact that Obama hasn't endorsed Stevens in the primary election, says the ads are dishonest. The United Democracy Project, a super PAC founded by the pro-Israel lobbying group, the AIPAC, see that? Had spent $2.33 million on advertising to support Stevens ahead of the Democratic primary election August 4th. The ads are airing through June 15th across Detroit, Grand Rapids, Traverse City, Flint, and Lansing media markets on CNN and MS Now, according to the ad tracking organization. DW and Donna Mills of Troy told Michigan Chronicle at the African World Festival at Hart Plaza on Saturday, July 11th, that they're voting for Stevens because of her work with Obama. See that? You niggas are still fooled into, I'm black, I'm bliggity black, y'all. And this nigga's a damn Hemite. And you're a Shemite. And y'all went out in droves and you voted for him. 8 years you had that clown. And then you had his homeboy, Joe Biden weird ass for 4 more years. So you got really 12 years of fucking Obama, because he was still running off the same policies. And the only thing that you got out of Obama was, the only people that won, or the people that came up, or that benefited from the Obama being elected, was the LGBTQ. And that's it. That's it. I guess some, you know, so-called black women here and there, they got some little incentives, but it was mainly LGBTQ, man. And then they pushed for you know, remember Obama? He was coming at all the so-called black men. You need to get out and vote for Kamala Harris. What's with you guys? You know, he was trying to shit on the men. Can't believe you guys. We're not seeing enough of you guys. You know, he was having them little meetings and shit with the young so-called, you know, with little so-called black men, teenagers and shit, going out to vote for Kamala. You need to be voting for Kamala. Like, shut your ass up, motherfucker. Why you done made all your book money, movie money, and your ass sitting straight. Your daughters is all out of control. They out here looking weird as hell. Come on, bro. Anyway. But that's the reason why they went out here, man. Crazy. DW said him and his wife had seen her ass on TV. Yeah, she was flooding the TV. And understand there's a lot of money being put behind her. No, bro, I'm telling you, every other fucking commercial was her. Every other commercial was this chick, man. Even if you was watching a movie, you know how you watch little movies on free movies on Tubi or something like that. Every other fucking commercial was this bitch. Late night, midday, morning. They spent a lot of money on this chick. It says, when asked about the pro-Israel organization reported behind the spending, the Mills said they aren't anti-Israel, but do believe the ongoing war in Gaza constitutes genocide. Okay, well, what you voting for her for? Because they putting all the money behind the bitch. And you best believe as soon as she got there, she was going to get down for them. It says that's a position usually held by supporters of al-Sayed, who has been critical of the Israeli military handling of the response to the October 7 attacks. And you better believe that there's a lot of so-called white people that believe the same damn thing that he was saying too. And they went and voted for this guy. So-called white people went and voted for this guy because they tired of you fucking you so-called white Christian nationalists. Says, I don't care for how this war was handled. Donna said, when is enough enough? The Mills said they had also seen television ads painting Al Sayed as a misogynist. Yep, yeah, they was putting, I remember, I'm seeing all them shits like, damn, they on his ass. Which highlighted his comments about Michelle Obama's childhood obesity program. In 2010, he wrote in The Guardian that the First Lady's Let More campaign was commendable, if ineffectual. He said the effort should be more focused on addressing structural, societal factors and dealing with obesity rather than individual habits. The opinion piece went without mentioning the Obama's gender. Another woman who spoke for the Michigan Chronicle named Evelyn said, I believe in everything she's saying and everything she's represented so far. Yeah, right. She said the ads and isn't interested in the national debate surrounding the direction of the Democratic Party. But anyway, you get the point. I don't want to read through all this, but I just wanted to get that point that, yeah, they was running all those commercials with Obama. Yeah, she helped me through it. All this bullshit, man. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. Get your asses out of here. But the point that I wanted to make is Esau Edom is falling. You're falling so bad to the point where you're losing shit that you would have won by landslide, especially with the kind of money that was put behind this. Would have won with a landslide, and you losing to a damn Muslim, bro. And to be honest about it, some of the shit they were saying about him, they talking about misogynists and all that shit like that. They was basically, trying to run little shits down on, him talking about women, because the American woman really, they don't want no order, But anyway, you get the point, man. I didn't want to keep it long. I just seen that, thought it to be interesting that you Christian nationalists, you so-called white people. Because I'm not even sure what is Michigan. Michigan. I don't even know if Michigan a blue or red state. But I know Trump too. Trump was pushing. Damn, who was he? He was pushing for somebody here too. But that's all these states. They trying to get ready for the midterms and shit. But he was pushing for somebody here too, and I can't remember who it was. But let me see. I don't even know. That show you how my voting knowledge. Let me see if Michigan is a blue or red state. Got me on it. I've been living here for I don't know how long. It says it's a mix of both. Okay. Michigan is considered a purple state. Oh, okay, I know that. Meaning it has a mix of both Democratic and Republican voters, and its political identity can shift between elections. In recent years, it has voted for both parties in presidential elections, making it closely contested. All right. Okay, so yeah. So it's one of those. Okay, so I guess that's what makes it a swing state, then. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Anyway, you get the point. Esau Edom is losing. Continue on praying for the downfall of this man's kingdom. And because all this shit is going to lead up to is just more division. Scripture talks about that division. And how a house cannot stand. Can two walk together unless they be agreed? So we're starting to see even more division. And the Lord is winding that up, man. A lot more division. Because I'm telling you, it's a lot of these Republicans, they looking at these Muslims like, we're going to be under Sharia law. We're going to be under this. They're going to be doing this. They're getting rid of Thanksgiving. They're getting rid of Christmas. They're getting rid of, and seeing all kinds of shit, man. They pissed right now. So, we're not advocating for neither one of them, Republican, Democrat, or fucking whatever they are. But just wanted to make the point that you can see that our prayers are being answered when we're praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for the fall of this man. So with that, continue on praying for the fall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man's kingdom. Throw up a prayer every single day. Don't forget to, because it's working, man. We need out of this man's kingdom. We need a break from this fucking man. These people are our enemies. And as long as they got their little vote going on, Democratic, Republican, they're going to always be fucking you Jake over, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans over. And you so-called black women, y'all about to get y'all shit, We already know we all got to go through something, but it's about to get real nasty for you so-called black women that's been out here. You done fucked your man over for we don't know how many, damn near a century. You don't have any men. The men not backing you. You done ran them all off. And you just out here just been fucking horribly prideful. And it's coming back to bite you in the ass. So with that, Kwame Charlotte on the Bubble Ball.